welcome to Perfect Meals Chef Video Series. Today we're going to make pheasant with parsnip apple mash. It's going to be great. So we're going to dice our potatoes, basically about 2.5 pounds. We're going to dice a package of parsnips, which is about 6 to 7 parsnips, and then we're going to take one Granny Smith apple and dice it. So we're going to dice it all into a small thing. We're going to basically make a mashed potato type of mixture at the end. So I'm going to give you a little trick that some of the chefs use to dice their things. So I'm going to take a regular peeled potato and I am going to slice it lengthwise. So I basically have my potato that's been sliced, and now I have a French fry maker, which basically has a julienne type cutting device on it, and I'm going to put my potato in, and when I process this and it comes out, what I have is my diced potato. So we're going to put that into a pot of salted water. And take our parsnips, which I've already prepared. We're going to put those into, so we're going to boil this for about 20 minutes. And what we're going to do then is the parsnips tend to take a little bit longer since they're a little bit more hardy. We will add our diced Granny Smith apples to our parsnips, and we're going to combine it together and make a mash. So let's put it on the stove, and we'll get ready right back, and we will be making our pheasant. Right, we're going to prepare our pheasant, and what we're going to do is basically take a boneless, the premium part of a pheasant breast, and we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of flour, put it in a container, and about 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to mix those together, and we're going to reserve that. We're going to use that a little bit later. So then we're going to take our olive oil, going to add it to our pan, about 2 tablespoons again, and we are going to basically cook our pheasant breasts for about a minute or two. Flip them until they're golden brown. So we want to get our oven heated, and we will be right. Alright, well, we've got our oil that we're heating right now. We're going to put our, if you have skin on breasts, put them face down. Putting in this hot olive oil. We're going to boil these, fry these for approximately 1 minute. We will then add our wine, about a little bit less than a quarter cup of wine, and we are going to let that all boil rapidly till it reduces by about 2/3. So once we got a minute on our chicken breast, we're going to flip it and add our wine. Alright, now we've flipped it, we're going to add our wine. Alright, as we reduce that down by 2/3, we're going to get ready, and we're going to put our chicken sauce, about 1 cup of chicken sauce. Once we put our chicken sauce, we're going to put it to simmer at about 5 minutes until they're cooked through. Then we're going to remove them from the stock and keep them warm and put together a kind of a gravy. It's about a minute to minute and a half, 2 minutes, depending on how high your stove is on for the wine to reduce. Nearly done. Alright, we're going to add our cup of chicken stock. We'll turn it down to simmer, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Alright, our 5 minutes of cooking is up, and this is about the same time that we're going to add our apples to our parsnip. So they'll have about 5 minutes left. We're going to remove our pheasant breasts. And keep those warm, covered. We are then going to turn up our oven, or our stove, I should say. Turn it up. We're going to add our butter and flour mixture. We're going to work that into our wine sauce. So that's going to thicken, and we're going to basically turn that off and reserve it. Finish up our mash. We're going to take our potatoes and parsnips off the stove. Going to strain them, put them back, mash them together. So we're about to strain. Alright, to finish our apple parsnip mash, we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter. We are going to add about 3 tablespoons of whipping cream. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of parsley and 2 tablespoons of chives. Then we're going to mash that all up. Got our masher. And there we basically have it. We'll be right back to show the final mealing. Once I get done mashing this, we're going to put our mash down. We're going to put our pheasant breast on top of the mash, and then we're going to cover it with the wine sauce. So we'll be back for the final presentation. Alright, we're here for the final presentation of the dish. We're going to take our basically parsnip potato mash, put a nice healthy portion in the center of the plate. We're going to take one of our pheasant breasts, place it right on in. If you let your wine sauce sit just a little bit, it will harden up. So we heat our wine sauce up, make sure it's a little bit hot. And we're going to pour that right over the dish. Add a little bit of garnish. And there we have our pheasant with parsnip apple mash. Thank you for enjoying Perfect Meals. So there's our finished dish. Get a little zoom.